What's up, everybody? So this is my first time ever going live and playing video games with audio. I don't even know if this is working in all honesty, but we're going to find out, I suppose. So this is obviously the original Final Fantasy VII. Playing on PlayStation 5. I don't want to call it a speed run, but I'm definitely going to keep the 3X on just to save some time. I played the original back in 1997, and I've played it every few years since 1997, so there's not going to be any new things happening here for me. It's just kind of traditional playthrough for me at this point in life. Excuse me. I mowed my lawn, so right now I'm dealing with some sinus stuff. I'm going to grind out a level or two here right now. This is just a good place for early leveling. Usually what I'll do here is I'll go like one level for every screen. And then by the time I get to the Scorpion, I just utilize it. Ideally, the way I play it, since, obviously the first playthrough I didn't play it that way, right? The first playthrough I just went through the game, and I ended up struggling a lot more with a lot of stuff. But basically, I want to say since probably about 2008, 2009, I've been grinding out a level on every screen, especially in the early game, with the goal of being at like level 18 by the time I leave Midgar. And as you probably know, sometimes trying to get that last weapon, well, not the last one, but the sword that you steal in Midgar, towards the end of the Midgar segment, at the beginning of the game, I forget what it's called. But basically, getting that from the soldier, third class soldiers, can be kind of a pain in the ass, so sometimes I end up leaving out of here at level 20. Here, I'm not going to bother conserving the Braver, I'm just going to blow through it. There's no benefit to conserving it right now, because I'm probably going to get it 2 or 3 more times before I even face the Scorpion. Just because of the amount of leveling that I'm going to do right now. The first time I played this game, 1997, I was a whole 13 years old. Back then, the internet was around, but it was brand new. It wasn't really something that everybody had in their house at that point. In fact, my family being working poor, and the neighborhood that I grew up in, the kids I hung out with, virtually none of us had internet at that point. It was about 1999, 2000, before it became a widespread commodity to the point where you're starting to see massive swaths of the population have internet service in their homes. And then, of course, it didn't really proliferate in the United States until maybe 2004, 2005 was when it was like, okay, everybody had internet. And then started getting away from AOL as well. That helped a lot. their model was inflating the price of the internet. So once local service providers, cable companies, started providing internet service, things got a lot cheaper. So before that, before the proliferation of internet in the American household, I did have one friend. I don't remember his name at this point, but it was years and years ago. He's a big kid like me, chunky. Latino like me as well. His family had a computer, and he would print out walkthroughs and cheat codes and all that sort of stuff from the internet, and he'd share it around the school. He was good about it. He didn't really charge or nothing. But he was a gamer like me as well, so we shared a lot of stuff. And then also, right, as being 13-year-old boys, we started printing other things off the internet and sharing those from school as well. Got into a little bit of trouble for that. Oh, man. That was a crew, dude, back in the day, man. There was this one kid who used to sell, his father had a convenience store, so they would get bulk candy, and he would steal it from his father's store and sell it at school. Which is definitely not the most honorable thing you can do, right? You're stealing from your family business in order to make a little side money at school. But he used to clean up pretty good, and then eventually the teachers caught on and shut him down. And of course he got in a shit ton of trouble because he was stealing from his parents, right? But you know, those are kind of crazy things that kids do. It wasn't like he was stealing hundreds of dollars or anything. He was, you know, maybe $20, $30 worth of candy in a given week. Of course, still, that doesn't make it right, but what I mean to say is he wasn't actually actively hurting. You know, he wasn't going to drive his father's store into bankruptcy with his activities. I don't know what happened to any of these kids, by the way. I think like one kid that I was friends with in middle school I still have on Facebook. Everybody else I just like completely lost track of. I don't even remember their names, so I can't even look them up. I might be able to get like the old school yearbook out and stuff, but honestly, I don't really care to. I'm not that big on the past. Like a lot of people get hung up with old friends and shit like that, and it's just like, you're out of my life, you're out of my life. I mean, it was fun while it lasted, but it's over now, and we're going to move on. We're not going to be clinging to shit and putting a bunch of effort into, you know, maintaining friendships with people who are vastly different 30 years later. Those were the days of middle school in western Massachusetts. Springfield was a crazy place, man. I remember one time we got stopped by the cops. We were in the park throwing rocks in the river. And it wasn't really the cops, it was like the park rangers. Got on us for fucking with the waterway, whatever. Did you just call that thing? Like I think you called it? I don't want to say it on the live stream, but it's a one word that it's kind of like a dam, but it's not really like a dam. It's also like a slur. Those were the days. don't remember if he gives me an item at this point. That part of the conversation, like it's such a weird way for Barrett to join the party. Phoenix, no. Bird feather, bring you back from the dead. I am so like nostalgic for this type of game. The new RPGs don't hit the same notes. I mean, don't get me wrong, Final Fantasy 16 was a really fun game, but maybe it's just the nostalgia talking about it, but I just feel like there's something missing from it. And it could literally just be like the fact that I'm not 13 years old. The fact that the first time I put hands on this game, I was at a time in my life where I had literally no concerns apart from fitting in at school, getting good grades, which I never really did. I was very much hated following directions. I've always been kind of a knucklehead, like a rebel about a lot of things. So, I mean, teachers' efforts to get me to cooperate were usually in vain. It's not that I didn't understand the material, I just really didn't like being told what to learn and when to learn it and how to learn it. That part of it really pissed me off. Like, I love learning. I mean, I'm one of the few adults that I know that actually buys books, reads books, will listen to TED Talks, does like self-improvement, professional development stuff of my own free will and out of my own pocket because I like doing that shit. I'm like one of the only adults that I know that actually engages in this stuff on a regular basis. I don't really know other people who do that stuff unless it's like some kind of get-rich-quick scheme or something like that. So I never had an issue with learning or doing the work. My issue was with the control and the direction. And I guess that explains why I'm fucking libertarian, conservative today. Why I never got hope. It's just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to take your word for it. If you can't explain to me the nuts and bolts of it, then you got no business speaking on it, right? Like, it really frustrated me. And ultimately I understood, right? Like, I wasn't a dick about it when I was a teenager. But it was frustrating to be in like a math class or a science class, and the teacher could explain to me why a scientific rule or a mathematical rule was what it was, just simply that it was. That to me really hurts your credibility when you're speaking on a subject that you can't really expound on to a high degree, or maybe they just didn't have the time. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I didn't beat up anybody over it. It just kind of was like, I don't really want to listen to you talk about this then. Like, no, we're not going to just assume a thing. That's not how I roll. I mean, we're not just going to, okay, yeah, let's just say that the sky is purple and then it's just going to be purple. And we'll just all fucking call it purple even though it's not purple. Just because, well, we need to assume that this is the truth. No, let's not do that. I mean, later on, I went on to, actually look into those things and understood Okay, they didn't tell me because it was exceedingly complicated and there's very little value in breaking it down. But, you know, the way to reach me as a student would have been to explain the shit correctly and thoroughly. And even if I didn't understand it, I would have been like, all right, well, at least there's something there that I can pick at, dig in, you know, think about, and try to make sense of it on my own, as opposed to just telling me, like, trust me, bro. That's never a winning recipe with me. It's still not. In fact, it sets off alarm bells, really. When I see somebody and they're just like, oh yeah, you know, let's go on. The Poke thing is the perfect example. Because it's widespread. It's something that we all lived with. It's something that we all dealt with, right? So it's just good, easy to reference it. But it's like, oh yeah, like the minute you see people on TV eating French fries and trying to convince you to get it, like, you know, like they're leading, trying to gain cooperation from a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old or something. It's like, no, something's wrong here. This feels all wrong. It starts. I call it spidey senses because that's kind of what it is. Like, I'm not seeing anything that you're not seeing. I'm not hearing anything that you're not hearing. But for whatever reason, the hair on the back of my neck is standing up in your thing. So that's why I call it a spidey sense. It's just kind of like some kind of gut feeling, like something is really fucking wrong. And not a lot of people, you know, complied, and you know, it was, I guess, a moderate success. I think it's hard to gauge the success because we don't know what would have happened in the absence of, right? Like, did it actually do anything, or did the population just cycle through and then it normalized the same way a lot of other, you know, viruses have over the course of time? Or, you know, did that actually help? Did it actually mitigate? I don't know. It's hard to tell because you don't have a control group, really. And actually you do have a control group, and the numbers are questionable. Because if you look at certain countries that didn't go along with it, they didn't have huge issues. But then again, a lot of those countries, with the main exception being Japan, you don't have huge population centers. Like, you don't have cities. Like, Denmark doesn't have a city of 10 million people like New York, you know? So, I mean, of course they're going to have a different growth on paper. They don't have, their country doesn't have that level of population density. Let's stick to potions. Alright, I'm at level 10. Let's go through here. We'll write out one more level before. always charged up. Using all these limit breaks this early in the game also is conducive to getting your limits leveled up earlier and earlier, right? Because at this rate, I'll have cross slash probably before the robot boss, before I meet Garrus for the second time, or maybe right before Wall Market. I'll be getting cross slash. Yes. Skill materia so I could get the Maître Magic off of these things in the early game. The early game. But I guess even Maître Magic would have been too OP this early on. You know, the problem with some of the E skills is that they don't really level up with you as the game progresses. So like in the later game, Maître Magic is absolutely useless. Flamethrower is absolutely useless. The main ones that stay, you know, relevant are the ones that are overpowered that you get in-game. Trine, Aqualung, Beta. Good elemental, solid elemental ones. And then the one where you swap, you do damage for the difference between your max HP and your current HP. The one with the question marks that you get from the Haunted Mansion there. That one is always really good because as your HP grows, the potential for damage from that one also grows. Oh yeah, that's right, I don't have magic yet anyways, so... Alright, one more battle, maybe two, and I'll be up to 11. Then we'll go fight the Scorpion. Hot dog. Bravery yet again. Fight the Scorpion boss. Save it one more again. Watch out, this isn't just a reactor. And then it doesn't really turn out to be anything else either. The way in the remake, this part is so good. Bolt. Attack. Once that tail goes up, don't fuck with it. That's the main takeaway. The first time I played through this game, I had no concept of it. Shit. Yeah, and that lightning's already gonna fly, so... Alright. There we go. Done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And I fucked up and got hit with the aggressive attack, the high damage attack that he does when the tail is up. 10 minutes to detonation. 10 minutes is a shit ton of time to get out of here. The first time I played through the game, I made it through without an issue. And then the second time I played through the game, I remembered dying because the timer ran out. Because I stopped and went to the bathroom. Come on, let's go. There we go. That's the funny thing with these old JRPGs. Sometimes if your character isn't lined up just right, then you can't interact with whatever. You know, like just then I couldn't go up the stairs because Cloud wasn't lined up 100%. There's some ones like that in, Xenogears has a few areas like that. I think Breath of Fire 3 has some of those going on. I don't know why I put Barret to the back. That doesn't make any damn sense. I think once we make it out of here and I get to a save point, I'm gonna probably put a pin in this for a while. I really need to go take a shower. I'm a little funky right now. That's why I was going so slow. I turned off 3x. Gosh, dog. There we go, Braver. Is that like the 4th time already? So I only need to use it a few more times before I get cross-slashed. One last fight before we're out. I can't wait until the second part of the remake comes out, man. I really want to see what they do with like Coral and the Golden Saucer and, you know, Cosmo Canyon. There's like a lot of good stuff that they could do with that part of the game. I wonder if they're gonna really pour into that. Almost ran back into the fire. I'm gonna go slow for this part because want to make sure I select the correct options so that I can take her on the ride later in Gold Saucer. Here we're gonna find all these guys. Let's get the EXP.
idea if I'm just talking to myself here or if this is actually live streaming with audio. I don't even have it set up so that I can see like the chat or anything like that either. I'm just live streaming the game on the console and I've got a mic, you know, clipped to my shirt. On my phone, right?
Disney.
Let me just switch over to another account. Test. Can y'all even hear me at all? Y'all can't hear me at all anyway. No, so that's... Oh, y'all can hear me. It's just on a wicked delay. That's interesting. Of course, nobody's watching this shit regardless, so that's a moot point.
The ones that are overpowered that you get in game. Triumph, Beta.
I sound really nasally from the freaking, from the allergies from mowing. Alright guys, that's it for me. I'm going to pull the pin right here.